Hi, I'm Pete, and it has been a while. It has been about 7.5 years since I last uploaded a video to this channel. I mean, my first video I uploaded was in 2009, and then I posted pretty regularly up until about 2019. Then I just disappeared. And every now and then I log on to YouTube and I see comments from people asking where I've been. I didn't realise people cared about my silly challenge videos so much. So for the 10 people who might still be watching and leaving comments, I feel like I owe you an explanation. And that's what I'm gonna attempt to do today. I'm gonna go to the very start of my YouTube journey. I'm gonna then talk about, when I probably peaked as a channel, when my videos were doing the best. I'll then talk about the downfall, what happened, then a bit on where I went, and finally, what's next? So I loved YouTube as a kid. I'm talking 2005, Smosh, Waste Time Chasing Cars, Freddie W, Epic Mealtime, way back then. And it looked fun, and I wanted to do it. And this was at a time where posting videos of yourself on the internet was not cool.
Here I have what is probably the most pointless gadget in the world.
I was just doing it back then for the love of the game. The world has changed ridiculously since then. In fact, I kept my channel secret from everybody. I was terrified of people finding out. And I remember thinking, when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to go public. That will be when I've made it. Luckily, some of my videos actually started getting traction. Some videos got like 10,000 views, I got 1,000 subscribers. People would send in, viewers would send in like fan art, things they'd drawn that I would then put on the wall in the back of my video. I got accepted into the YouTube partner program, so I was making a little bit of money. And that for, whatever, I don't know, 13, 14-year-old me was incredible. And then, inevitably, people found out. But thankfully, they were supportive, if anything. I mean, friends actually wanted to be in the videos. I was spending so much time worrying about the worst possible outcome, and I think the opposite happened. So I was starting to properly get into YouTube, and I never had a typical teenager's job. Like I never worked in a shop, for example, to earn some money. I was making decent money off YouTube. I was doing trick shop videos at the time, and I remember a brand paid me £1,000 to throw a piece of bread into a toaster. That's insane money for a teenager. I mean, that's insane money for throwing bread into a toaster. Yeah, crazy. Then I had my first properly viral video. Oreo trick shots. And this was a bit of a turning point for my channel. I grew a few thousand subscribers. The clip ended up on a bunch of TV shows. I mean, the Today Show in America, that was cool. With the hosts actually doing this thing that I started. I've been grinding for years, and then suddenly I have a video that went viral overnight. And it was kind of like the Wild West of YouTube back then. And I was still trying to figure out what to actually do with what I had. What was my content gonna be? And I feel like at the time, I was a really big fan of Jackass. So I started making challenge videos. And also, at the same time, YouTube released a feature called polls. And here, I think I accidentally stumbled across a winning YouTube formula. By asking people to vote on what challenge I do next time, I was supercharging engagement.
Hi, I'm Pete, and last week you guys voted for paintball gun sting pong. Remember to vote on what you want to see me do next time by clicking the buttons popping up at the top of the screen right now.
Maybe a video would have like 1,000 likes and a couple hundred comments, but it would sometimes have tens of thousands of people voting on what I should do next week. What challenge should I put myself through? And that's a ridiculous level of engagement for the amount of views the videos had. And the algorithm loved it. I don't think this feature exists anymore, but you better believe I milked that cow. Every week, I came up with 3 challenges. People would vote on what challenge they wanted me to do next, and then I'd spend that week filming and making that challenge. Rinse and repeat. 2016 was an insane year. I went from scraping a few thousand views to suddenly videos might get 500,000 views, 1 million views, 2 million views. It was insane. I was riding that high and I was loving it. I think if I'd looked back at the time, I was probably living my 13-year-old self's dream. I'd just finished university. I'd gone into basically doing YouTube full time. I could call myself a YouTuber. Although I don't know if my younger self would have thought that what I'd end up doing involved paint guns, eating the world's hottest chilies, and just putting myself through a lot. Sometimes the content was really dumb, but it was also really fun. And I guess that was the balance. I loved filming with my friends. I loved the editing. I loved posting the video and seeing how many views it would get. I then got a partner manager at YouTube, so someone I could actually speak to at YouTube, which is kind of relevant for later in this story. I got invited to events. I was on panels. I did a few brand deals. It was great. I was a legitimate YouTuber. But because of the type of content I was making, I had to keep pushing myself. I had to try and one-up myself, maybe do something a bit more extreme. And that was not sustainable. It's not healthy to have your happiness linked to an algorithm. When views and subscribers are going up, it's fantastic. But when they stagnate, when they drop, when they slow down, it's depressing. And there wasn't one single event that led to me stop posting. It was just a bunch of small things that each one felt like a punch to the gut. If people remember the adpocalypse where loads of brands pulled out of advertising on YouTube, my content wasn't brand safe anyway. So to have that sort of income go from not massive to quite small, didn't help. Off the back of that, I think YouTube got more strict with, age restricting stuff, giving out strikes, things like that. I get it. My content wasn't family friendly, but it was like the rules changed overnight. I was getting burned out, the type of content I was doing, and I had to just keep going, keep pushing myself. That wasn't healthy. At one point I cancelled the vote because I wanted more flexibility in the type of content I would make. So that engagement driver that I was rinsing, just threw it away. I filmed a lot with my friends and that's what made it really enjoyable. I mean, I've got to give a huge shout out and thank you to Simon and Iden, who, if you've watched any of my videos, they've probably been in them. They put themselves through hell a lot of the time just to help me make a video. I hope they enjoyed it as well. But yeah, I owe a lot to them. Anyway, life happens. People get jobs, people get busy, people move away. And so I started filming more and more by myself. So the love I had for it, it just started to fizzle. I feel like I've just rambled here. And I'm not trying to make up excuses. Everything is on me. But just, there's a lot of small things that added up. And then I just stopped. So as my YouTube channel started fizzling out, I actually started picking up work editing for other YouTube creators. I edited videos mainly for like US-based vloggers. So because of the time zones, they would finish filming at the end of the day, upload all of their footage to Google Drive. As I was waking up, I would then edit the video so then when they woke up, they had a fully edited daily vlog ready to go. And this was like early days of that process. These days, I think YouTube video editors are massive in their own right. But then I wanted to get back into production. And I actually did an internship at a TV production company. It was weird that I'd gone from having hundreds of thousands of people watching my videos to then emptying dishwashers, delivering coffee, but it was fun. The people I worked with were great. I was basically back to square one. I think I touched on this earlier, but when I was doing YouTube, I had a YouTube partner manager, so someone that worked at YouTube who would, support me with my content, things like that. She's called Jenny. And Jenny started her own influencer marketing agency called Digital Voices. And she was looking to employ people that had experience with, YouTube social media. So I left the internship and went to work at Digital Voices. Essentially, my role was to build strategies for brands to work with creators. I won't talk too much about my job, but there were some really cool experiences, some like full circle moments. At the start, I mentioned, 2005 watching Smosh, and then we get to work with Anthony Padilla on a project. One of my first clients was Surfshark, which if you've ever watched a YouTube video, you've probably seen a Surfshark integration. And so got to, actually be in contact with some incredible creators that I was a genuine fan of. I got to go to Downing Street as part of like a creator project. I always found it funny when I was, on maybe a more serious pitch and just thinking, if any of these people just look me up on YouTube, they will see some pretty interesting things that I've done. So what's next for this channel? The short answer is, I don't know. But what I do know is I would love to start making content again. Similar to when I first stopped posting, I knew I wanted to make something, but I'd just lost that spark and didn't know what it was. And I've genuinely been trying to figure it out ever since. I keep having ideas for projects I have, like my phone is full of ideas, I have notepads full of ideas, but I just haven't found that thing. I actually filmed a pilot episode of something I was calling Slice of Pizza. It's where I'd go and deliver pizza to someone interesting and just chat. That was fun, there was something in it, but I just never got round to posting it. So who knows, by making this video, by publishing this video, it might just, kickstart something. So I might see you soon, or I might see you in another 7.5 years. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.